So hello everyone, my name is Kont and today I'm doing something a little bit different. This time it's not a guide, I'm doing a playthrough with some additional challenges. I'm going to be playing a SL1 character, which means I cannot level up my character. Also I'm not using any magic, I'm not using any healing and I'm not using any shields. As you can see, I haven't been playing this game for a long time, probably a year, maybe even 2 years. So at the moment my skill level is quite low. You can see me getting wrecked on this Asylum Demon, but I just thought that this playthrough would be a nice goodbye to the game, probably my last playthrough for a longer time, I suppose. So yeah, right now I'm quite happy that I was able to beat the Asylum Demon on my first try. Even though I took a lot of damage. I also decided to show footage only from bosses, because for me Dark Souls was always a game about bosses. All this stuff in between was always just a nuisance, and it is not that interesting to watch. So the first try didn't go that well. My style of playing is usually very aggressive, so I try to stay as close as possible and just dodge the attacks when I can. On the second attempt I tried the same thing, but it just didn't work out. My timing was always a bit off. And that last attack was bullshit. He needed exactly this attack to win. Okay, first of all, that was a pretty cool dodge, but the first two attempts were pretty bad, so what I decided to do on the third attempt was exactly the same thing. I just thrashed him with an axe and it didn't work out. I just had to connect this last attack, but I failed. Nevertheless, this fight gave me a lot of confidence and pumped me up for the next one. In which, of course, I fell down the cave in first 5 seconds. Now here is a quick death montage, and just to be clear with you, I am using Estus flasks between the boss fight. It just would be tedious not to use them, and I don't understand why wouldn't I. Like I said, the most fun part for me is just the boss fights, so I don't feel too bad about it. At this point I started to think about using the gold pine resin, which you can find a little bit earlier in the game, but turns out I really hate myself and want to make this challenge as hard as possible, so I decided also not to use any weapon upgrades. I don't know if I will stick to that for the rest of the playthrough, cause it might actually turn me hollow in real life. But for now, here it is, my final attempt. Just fucking look at this beauty. And there we go, flawless victory, now to gargoyles. In between the fights I managed to get my weapon to like +5, so this should be pretty easy, I think. This is the boss fight that I know the best from the whole game. Also one of the best probably. It really gives you a great first Dark Souls experience, like the real game begins now. First I thought about cutting the gargoyle's tail, but it turned out to be too hard and really wasn't worth the risk, so this time I think the aggressive strategy might work out. Just dodging and attacking whenever I can. So what I had to do on the second phase was just to avoid the fire and everything should be okay. Just dodging and getting some nice hits in. I am actually scared about running out of things to talk about during this playthrough. because I'm not really the type of guy who will just scream at his computer, especially that the commentary is done like 2 weeks after the game was played. So to all 5 people who will watch this, if you have any questions, leave them now, or else I will have to tell some bullshit stories through the whole video, or do some crazy flashy editing. But I am really bad at Adobe Premiere, so don't make me do it. There is one more option, I can just shut up, and that's what I will do now. I beat the gargoyles on the first try. I am actually a god. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one.